trying to say that's his girlfriend?
I heard it was.
She doesn't look really old to you?
She does.
You see these rocks? You don't think... Look.
Well, who's laughing? That's what I'm thinking. You see someone laughing?
See? She grabs his arm and he pulls his arm away. He doesn't touch her.
He's speaking Korean to him now.
Mola.
Yeah, he just said,
Sekia. And he's like, son of a bitch.
But that's all I understand. If he could speep Korean, how did not?
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying there was a miscommunication.
But some people said that wasn't the case. Someone said that was never said.
I don't believe that's the case at all. I don't believe that's the case at all. I think that's a cop-out. I don't think it has anything to do with it. Did she just slap him?
And then he starts hitting himself. Yeah.
He's slapping himself. Yeah. See, now he's...
And he holds him down to make sure that the punches land.
Right,
I want to see what that guy ended up looking like at the end. Actually, that was only one hit.
Yeah, he does like this, and then he does like that, and that's it. And what I really don't like is people saying that he hit the woman, because he didn't. He didn't hit the woman. And I think that you said that you saw him do that too.
It looked like it, yeah. When I first saw it, I was very surprised. I was just like, yo, what did I just see? It was crazy.
I had to watch
and I was like, yo, my life is going to be bad in Korea once I saw it. Because I'm like, dang. Yo, I mean, because the whole thing was like, the video that I saw was called Blacks Riot.
Oh, really?
And I was like, there's only one black guy that I see. So how is it Blacks Riot? And then my friend contacted the uploader of the video. My friend Wilkin down in Jeju contacted him and told him to change the title. He asked him very politely. And he changed it to, what's the title now? Black Violence.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I thought it was kind of a bad situation, but at the same time, I'm not going to apologize for it.
You think it should just say one man's violence? Or just violence on a Korean
do you think it really matters? Like, do you want the word Mexican?
No, I don't.
Stand-Up Soul has Mexican comedian. Like, does you being Mexican, is it material to the story?
No, not at all. And I agree with you, but at the same time, it's just what it is. He is a black guy. Well,
it's sensational. I think it's sensational for news. I don't have a problem with it, but when you say blacks,
right,
it gives people the impression that it's all black people in Korea doing this. I've been here for 3 years. I've never seen anything like that. The closest thing I've seen is taxi driver disputes, where taxi drivers trying to overcharge somebody and lays their hand on somebody, and then it leads to fisticuffs. I mean, but that's about the closest thing that I've seen.
I've never seen anything like this myself. Actually, I've seen more Korean guys fighting each other than I've ever seen...
Or foreigners fighting each other.
Right, or foreigners fighting each other.
But more so Koreans fighting
I've never seen anything like this myself, so I know it's an isolated incident, but I do think that people should consider what happened before the video started shooting. We don't know what happened.
We don't know.
We don't know.
But here's my whole thing. It's like, yo, you got to control yourself. If you don't control yourself, people will control you, and they'll make you look stupid. Like, if you want to look, you want to look
like
dumb.
this?
Pretty much. Like,
you think this guy looks dumb?
You can't control what people do to you, but you can control your response.
How do you think this guy?
I've had moments recently where I've wanted to, like, lay the smack down, where I really had to restrain myself, and it was difficult. And I don't know if a situation like this won't happen.
Right.
But I don't know if I might end up fighting somebody here. I try to tell myself that should never happen. I'm not a violent person, but I do get angry and I don't allow myself to be punked. So if someone's going to try to put me in a situation, there's some stuff that I will not put up with, that I will not tolerate. So everyone should have a moment where you will fight.
Right.
Everyone should have something, you know what I mean? Something that you believe in, something that you would stand strong with.
Like a standard principle of these.
But you should also, I mean, this guy had multiple chances to not have to fight.
But how long is the clip? 1 minute and 19 seconds of him being off the hinge, you know.
But but here's my thing is, like, he could have stepped back at any particular moment.
I agree. I'm not condoning his actions at all. Like, not at all. Obviously, he was in the wrong, and I'm sure that he didn't want people posting this video about him. But there are reasons to be that upset. And in my opinion, he didn't go as crazy as people are making it seem. He didn't just start beating this guy up. He's, he lays one punch in, maybe two, and people are trying to hold him back. And
now that I'm watching it like a week later, I feel a lot better. Because, like, I mean, that sounds bad. Now that I'm watching it a week later, it seems less sensational.
Right.
And I can see it clearly, but it's still a crazy situation.
It is.
For at least 3 reasons. Number 1, he's an old guy. You don't touch old people.
Right.
Number 2, it's on a bus.
Right.
I mean, chill out. And number 3, the guy, there was no physical.
Right.
The guy didn't do anything to him, as far as maybe verbally. No. But he didn't touch him. So
but if you see the old guy, he is saying, I don't know. Like this, like leave me alone.
Yeah, exactly. And you
like,
being bigger and being, younger, like I feel like it's a bad situation.
Right. And I mean, there's no condoning it. There's no reason why that should.
But why are people apologizing though? Because that bothers me as a foreigner. Like, I don't... If somebody black does something, or somebody American or a male does something, I don't say, well, let me apologize for all males. We're not all like that.
But I
went to all the females out there. I'm very sorry for the actions of President Clinton. Like,
but what? I do that. Don't you ever feel the need to explain to Korean people that we're not all the same?
I mean, I think we do that through our actions. If one person does something, we don't all need to go out and say... Because every foreigner feels right to say, oh, that's terrible. Everybody thinks it's terrible. Like,
yeah.
Show me one person who doesn't think it's terrible.
Like, we are aware of that, but people act
like they're taking such a bold stance to say it's terrible. Almost like they pat themselves on the back for saying it's terrible. Like, you're not saying anything that no one else believes. Everyone thinks the same thing.
Everybody does think the same thing. And that's why when people were posting it, when I posted it, it's kind of like, well, we're kind of giving it more power than it really deserves. But at the same time, I think it is important when I see a foreigner doing something ridiculous and they're American, and then a Korean person says something about Americans, it is my job to say, hey, listen, that's not all Americans. It's that one person. And I'm apologizing for that person's ignorance because they're representing my people.
Yeah, but you represent you.
I represent me, and I also represent the United States of America. I accept
we're ambassadors. I get it. I'm just saying I'm not going to apologize for other people, but what I will do, or what I do feel uncomfortable is, I mean, you like me, you hang out with a lot of people. And a lot of times it's late at night. A lot of times people are drinking and people are very loud. And people do some random stuff here. Some people don't even have to be drunk to act wild in Korea. And I feel bad sometimes when I'm in that group of loud foreigners. I'm always thinking like, I always feel really apologetic. Like even say for instance, Space Rhyme. We're rapping on the subway or any of that type of stuff. Everyone feels really comfortable doing that. I feel very uncomfortable.
Right.
Because I already know how it casts to us as being. Right. So I'm not apologetic in the sense that I'm not going to apologize for something someone else did. But I also don't like being around a group of foreigners that are extremely like loud unless it's in a public place. If we're outside, by all means. But if we're inside a bus where people are basically a captive audience, they can't do anything to get away from us.
Right, that's not fair.
That's not fair.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's cool. If we're outside enjoying ourselves and someone wants to tell us to be quiet, they can walk away or go somewhere else.
Right.
But if we're in, it doesn't even matter that we're in Korea and we're foreigners.
No.
Just you're anywhere.
Right. Just a common courtesy as a human.
Yeah.
To respect other people's space.
Exactly. You don't give somebody a performance that don't care for a performance.
Right.
So that's just me. Maybe I'm too safe.
I think that few people feel that way, like I do, and you do, obviously, because I feel the same way. That sometimes I'm embarrassed by the crowd that I'm carrying, but it's not. It is not my. I can feel apologetic. Do I actually have to apologize? Not every time. It depends on the situation. But something like this, or something that attacks or that touches me personally, like I worked with another American girl who would just say really, really rude things to the Korean coworkers.
Oh wow!
And after she was friends with me, so I didn't want to like embarrass her either. Yeah. But when she would leave the room, I would tell the Korean coworkers like, "Listen, not all Americans are like that. That's just her." And it has everything to do with where she's from and who she is.
And you make a solid point because a lot of times we're going to be the only ambassadors, maybe some of the only representatives from either our culture or our background or few in our country that people may have the chance to work with that Korean people are going to see.
Right.
And so they're going to start, they're
going to generalize really fast.
Especially, I mean, what do they call teachers that have melanin? Teachers that are black or Hispanic. I mean, you're called Obama teacher.
You're Obama teacher.
Just off of one,
I've been
just
Obama
imagine,
teacher. And look,
I'd rather be Obama teacher than black bus subway teacher. Go figure, man.
Anything's better than look at these rocks.
Look at these rocks, teacher.
See these rocks, teacher.
Look at these rocks, teacher.
Somebody's gonna be looking. At these rocks,
somebody's gonna be like, someone's gonna have to. Someone didn't do their homework, right? A student comes to class, they didn't do their homework. Look at these rocks.